Hey everybody, I'm just in the process right now of attempting to put this deer skull back together. You can see right over here the nose is all busted out. But fortunately enough, my family was nice enough to gather up all the little pieces and put them in this container. Hopefully they're all here, but we'll see. And now I'll show you how I'll attempt to put this back together, or hopefully put this back together. Let's give it a shot. The first thing I started to do was take all the major pieces and put them out so I'll be able to kind of get an idea how these go back together again. All right, so we can tell that these pieces right here, they're going to be fitting. Let's see if I can get this together here. This piece will be fitting, right here. All right, that's simple enough. So I'm just kind of doing a dry fit to get an idea how it's going to slide into place. All right. Same thing with, let's say, this piece. All right. This piece I found out goes right over here. And I'm going to try to slide it in as quickly as possible. And there we go. It's just that when you have the glue on this end piece over here, you only get one crack at sliding it into place. Like, see how I'm fumbling there? So you'll have one chance to really get it in there and sit well. Because if this doesn't sit perfectly the way it's supposed to, this piece, for instance, may not line up perfectly in line with the other piece. So it'll be cockeyed. So what I'm going to be doing is just kind of fitting these together as best I can. All right, I'll just let you know what types of glue I'm going to be using. So I'm going to use this AAE Max Bond. It's just for fletchings, all right? This sets super, super fast, right? So it's not gonna go anywhere once it's bonded to the bone, okay? I'm gonna also maybe try this Gorilla Glue, all right? This super glue. It's pretty much the same thing. You can use this on fletchings as well, or else bone. We'll find out. All right, let's go for it. I'm gonna try to glue the interior pieces first. I'm just trying to look through the camera and do this at the same time. It's a pain in the butt. So let's try it along here and over here, and let's quickly do this. Okay, it's fitting good so far. Now I'm just going to hold it in place, I don't know, for 20 seconds and see how it goes. All right, so I believe that this is going to be the next piece that would be most logical. And I think it goes right here. But it just doesn't snap into place like I would like it. Okay? So now I have to figure out which angle it would best go. So I believe this would be probably, see how much trouble I'm having here? All right, probably that and this height, I think. All right, so now I'm trying to figure out where do I glue this, okay? Probably a little bit along here and obviously along the top. So I'm gonna try this one more time, because that glue sets quick. So if I slide it in here like that and angle it there, I should be golden. Because if you look over here, it sort of has a line to it. So let's give it a shot. All right, so I just finally cut to the chase. I was having a heck of a time trying to get this fitted, so I just stuck a piece of tape right here. Okay, and it seems to be holding fairly well. It's not perfectly placed, but I think I got it fairly aligned. So I'm gonna wait till this dries and go on to the next step. All right, I'm still waiting for that piece to dry in place. So now I notice that there's a piece that may fit over here. So I'm gonna kind of dry fit it to see if it does. And see if I can acquire the angle that it's supposed to go at. And I think it's gonna be an easy one to glue. So I'm gonna give this a shot right now. All right, so let's piece this together. Hopefully I can get it to stick. I don't if this is the right angle. It's not really cooperating with me here. There we go. That kind of stuck in there. Now I'm just going to hold it in place until it finally sets. All right, so let's try piecing together these pieces and see if they fit. So we'll do a dry run, and hopefully I don't destroy whatever I've accomplished so far. All right, so now this seems like it's going to piece together more or less like a puzzle, hopefully. And okay, that's sort of going in right here. All these other pieces, let's see if I can show you, are fitting in here as well. There's a little piece over here I still haven't been able to get to. So let's try and line up this side to see if it will match up. All right, that's pretty close. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's glue this side first. All right, so I glued all along the inside, all along here. So let's place it together and see what we come up with here. That seems fairly accurate. Let's just line this guy up to see if I have to adjust the height at all. I think I'm not going to have any choice. Yep, that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to hold this side. All right, so now for this piece, I have a couple of these smaller pieces left over here, and for some reason it doesn't fit perfectly in here. You know, yeah, I could possibly jerry-rig this, you know, and somehow just kind of mash it in there, then glue it. I don't know, it's not fitting in there right. Also, it'd be probably a little bit crooked and a little askew. So instead of just having a noticeable piece that looks like a crappy job, I just sooner have a piece missing. It won't be quite the same length, but oh well, that's just the way it is. It was broken in the first place. And this is my kind of bag of tricks here that I have left over. I'm thinking that this is mostly nasal cavity, and I can't find another longer nasal bone, I guess you could call it, or whatever they are. So instead of jerry-rigging it, I'm just going to glue it in place and see what I can do here. Like before, I'm just going to do a dry run to make sure I know what it's going to feel like when it's in place and what to expect. And that looks good. All right, let's glue it up. So like before, I'll be gluing it where you're going to be having contact surface to the skull on the side here. All right, that's kind of the purpose for the dry fit as well, to make sure you get all the surfaces that are going to be needed. All right, let's do it. All right, so we got all the glue right in there. Now let's place it on, and hopefully we get her in the first crack here. All right, front is all aligned. Everything feels good. All right, now we're just going to hold her in place and see how it goes. All right, so now I'm just going to remove this piece of tape ever so gently because I'm worried about this piece on the right. It's just that when I glued it, it was just kind of hanging there. It wasn't locking in to anything. So I'm going to glue it again here too. And I'm just hoping I don't knock this off, because this is going to be a heck of a go at it if I do. But you'll see how gentle I'm being. Alright, so I got the skull kind of tilted up. And what I'm going to do is just run a bead of glue right along between these two pieces, okay? Because I'm not overly satisfied that this is as solid as I would like. I'm going to run a bead all the way down the center here. Alright, so I ran a bead all the way down the middle here. And what I also did is remove this entire center piece. It was kind of cockeyed, and it wasn't really a join to anything. So now I'm just trying to find a place that it's going to have contact with the nasal cavity where I can glue it and it sit evenly. And I don't have that right now, but what about there? Still looks crooked a bit in the camera. So I'm going to find a spot, glue it in, and probably call her a day after this. Alright, so I glued up the centerpiece, and when I glued it up, it was tilting towards the right, and it wanted to remain that way. So what I did is take a piece of tape so that would center with the rest of the skull. Now let's see how it glues up. Alright, so this is the finished product for now. I'm not going to bore you guys anymore with this guy. I still have quite a bit of stuff left here. Most of that's going to be nasal cavity, some of the sides. But overall, here's the side over here. And everything's intact. Alright, it's sturdy. Even this middle piece, that's sturdy. The sides, pretty nice. So yeah, I gotta figure something about over here along the sides here. But overall, this is much better than this guy. Alright, so something similar happened to this guy. A bunch of kids got crazy. Shit happens. What do you do, right? But yeah, this guy is kind of unique. He's nothing huge, but having the extra main beam, that's kind of interesting. I like this guy. And this is the guy I got last year. So I believe he scored 125 or something like that gross. So yeah, I'll be happy to get this guy back on the wall again. Alright, thanks for putting up with a long video. Take care.